It's time. We're here. It's the final map. It's Train. And it's Flight Esports taking on M2M here in a best of 3 series. Now elongated all the way to the third map, the decider map. And obviously with that we have a bit of a knife round on our hands. Just to make sure everything is scored even and fair. It looks like even right now. M2M will come out on top, so I'm going to be assuming that they will pick to start on the CT side. We good. We gaming. We had a little trouble with the service here, but now we're here. We're live. It's the final map. And well, whoever wins this will go on to face Horus in this upper bracket, and loser will face TPO in about 2 hours time. Maybe a bit less. I probably completely wrong out. Scheduled time is 8, but obviously with this game going to the full 30 maps and full 3 maps and all the rounds that have been involved, there's obviously going to be a few more delays. That doesn't matter because Flight aren't delaying and getting themselves out onto this A bomb site. It's been pretty rapid from them. They just got out and took the gunfights, and they're in a pretty good position to get the punt, or at least they were until the kill side going in the opposite direction. Now Yondis is able to take down one by himself. Tim will be the last alive, and he didn't stand a chance. Let's see if Train was as fruitful the other the other 2 maps. The last one going to full 30 and the one prior 28. Say this has been a long game would be an understatement, and one more best of 3 awaits both of these teams tonight. One for elimination and one to proceed to the next stage. The question is, who will end up where? Flight unfortunately didn't have the best of luck in this pistol round, in that first pistol round, so they will be reduced back to the secondary weapons in this one. On the T side of Train, after losing the knife round, might not be the most comfortable, but at least if they do get knocked down pretty hard, they'll be in a decent position for a comeback on that CT side. Obviously, of course, you want to get as many rounds as you can in as fast as possible, and the same goes for M2M though, looking to get as far ahead as possible as they can on this CT half, as many rounds as you possibly can. Create a buffer if you can. Give yourself the best possible chance of winning. Which is not what Flight are doing in this round, but they only have pistols, so as to be expected. It's going to be 2-0 for M2M. Now we go on to the buy round. We see Flight, they got all the AK-47s, all the guns in the road, and they've been playing pretty passive on these last few games on their T side, bringing out the fast play every so often when they felt like it was appropriate. So I'm assuming they'll go into some kind of a 2-1-2 default here. In fact, it's going to be a 2-2-1, so one player positioned outside of main, one towards Ivy, and the other 3 holding up towards B. Where in fact, Brad is trying to get a little bit aggressive with his MP9, taking a little chip damage as a punishment. Crashing down Ivy as well will be punished by Timo. That's an opening kill for Flight. On Train, these opening kills are everything. Because of the radio rotations work, and the way, you, generally speaking, have to have 4, at a stretch 3 people on this A bomb site. Opening kills for the T's are much more important than on any other map, I would personally say, but that's all down to subjectiveness. You can see how M2M are struggling to plug the holes in their defense. Nicolaj will be the rotator should anything happen on either bomb site. And like right now, it looks like the call's been made to head towards A. Timo will deploy his smoke and head back towards the Ivy. The flashbang will be sent out as well for the rest of his teammates to make out onto this bomb site. Nem is going to be the point man, the anti-fragger, the DM Warlord, who will be leading the charge onto this yard of Trains. And M2M are actually just going to forfeit the bomb site. They're going to let them have it for free. Tagged though, he's coming in from the back lines, wasn't checked in from Ivy, and other players are also going to spray out connected. They're probably unaware of Nikolaj's position. That's such he's able to find one, but Nem responds with two of his own. Clean up from Big Nem. Stop M2M from getting the early advantage. Looks like Flight once again is going to play default plate safe. They know they're probably going to be against the force players. We've seen M2M, that's been their signature move throughout the series. Just, hey guys, we only have 2k. Okay, let's buy Deagles and armor. Woo. And the scary thing is they can win it. These guys are very, very good on their Deagles, and they've proven to us quite a few times over the last few maps why you should be scared if you see 5 Desert Eagle 44s and a scout. Tagged, formerly known as Beta. Been locking out Flight left, right and centre. But the trends continue. The mid-round static. Neither team wants to make the first move. They want to let the other over-aggress. And it's not like they're broken record and playing it. But it's going to be the T's that eventually will have to make the first move. Onto the uncharted territory that is to be bomb site by the looks of things. Brad's going to be the only man here. He won't even be good for one. It's a very tricky position to hold with only a Deagle as well. And Alcan's is going to be securing all the empty frags you could ask for. 3 beautiful eco frags secured by the man. And it looks like a second round on the cards as well for Flight. For those of you just joining us, this is the UKCS Cash Cup. UKCS Hub Cash Cup 2021 Winter Edition. We've got 16 teams here, 2 qualified, 4 qualified, 14 invited. All fighting for their share of a grand. M2M versus Flight. Happy I got this one. It's been a banger so far. We're now on a third map with the last 2 being as close as they possibly could be. And it's all coming down to this. What team is going to deliver when it matters? We're about to find out. Now we get to see M2M on the guns, no AWP Bro, which is definitely a crucial piece to the puzzle on a map like Train. You got all these long range angles, such as one that tag teaming with right now. And of course Ivy, which unfortunately will be no man's land with bullets flying left, right and centre through the smoke. Flight just gotta fall back now though. Chill out a bit, recede the control they got. They got their opening pick van and there's gonna be a heightened presence because of that. Now Arcan's gonna try spot out upper B and see if it's a viable location. Chins has joined him, but Flight is still staying static. Makes a little bit of noise in the ladder, a little bit too far away to be heard. But the U2MB has drawn some attention. And this could be exactly what Flight want. They want M2M to do this. They're playing right into their hands. They're leaving only one person on, say, bomb site. Admittedly, pretty aggressive up towards the all-off position. It will be Yon this, but he's unable to get a single kill. Never will move him from the face of the earth. And now Tagged is the sole man here to fight. The rest of the players are rotating him from the connector. And he can come through the smoke and try and make a play happen. Jins hasn't spotted him. But a flash does blind him, so he will be able to find the plant. And Jins eventually catches on to the trickery. And now a 2v4. M2M will opt for the save. Singular parting gift found by Brad. But Timo hunting him down, doesn't want him to have a singular chance in the next round, and should be able to find this headshot pretty easily. Flight deleted. Removed from the server, if you will. Let's move on to round number 6. HE's out in full force here for the boys in M2M. Decided they're going to try go for a nuclear airstrike into A main, but once again, due to the passive nature of Flight, they are not going to take a single point of damage from those HEs. Now they're going to be feeling their way through Ivy. Not the most amazing trick route in the world when you got Deagles at the other end of it, because it's so narrow, but as long as you got some teammates to back you up, you should be okay. And he's got exactly that, alongside some good aim and spray control. This is going to try swing in for a little bit more, but decides to evacuate from the vicinity. Allows flight control. But what do they do with it? They have the singular pay one outside of main. You can come down Shadow Sword to pop dog if he so chooses. But likely just come out T-Con in the late stages of the round. Flight throwing the U to the cross to back 6 towards the old bomb. They can hit B, especially if they kill that rotator, but a blind of shot will be hit by Nikolite. Once again, it's Yondis with a lot of work to do. Player's now made his way outside of A main. Yondis with a deagle. Saw the potential, but can't quite manage it. And it's going to be another clean, or rather, maybe not clean, round in the bag for M2M. As Nikolai pulls off something amazing here. The 2 body shots on the deagle were able to make something work. Bronx is actually going to be removed, and somehow that's a headshot onto Chins. Hold my beer, I've actually said something wrong here, so it'll be a round for Flight, but Nikolai's making me believe maybe M2M have something up their sleeve, but Alcan, at the last hurdle, will rise up and shut him down. Now we see the Orc come into play. Bronx has been an absolute monster on these last couple of maps. Let's see if he comes to play again on train. It should be his home turf. Angles left, right, center for him to just swing down, and it's just going to be a flurry of frags out onto the A bomb site. The majority of them are going the way of Flay. Now comes his wrap around. He smokes, saying his name's Carrigan. Done with ease. Just plays around them. No hesitation. Knows exactly what he's doing. Finds those 2 entry kills. Press Brad and Eden in a very difficult position here, coming in from Old Bomb. They do have plenty of utility to spare, but due to the fast nature of the round, so they can get some positioning. Eden spots out Jins. There's still a few more players they need to be aware of. The smoke's going to go out. Alcan is going to be the point man here. Eden's going to go down, and Alcan's going to secure the 3k in the end for Flight to move up to 5. Flight currently sitting a little bit comfortably, but we saw this on the first half of, well, the last 2 games. They just get up 7-1, 8-1, and they start to falter, particularly on the T side. Both these teams have been performing much better with the AKs in hand rather than the M4s on the defense. Maybe it's due to that. I don't know actually what would be due to be fair. I guess it's because it's passive on passive, and so the T's have to make the first move, right? But both of these guys are confident in their aim, they're confident in their skills, and so when it does come down to crunch time, they will hit the shots. And even if you know what's coming, still sometimes might surprise you what's on the other end of the spectrum. Nem, he's made his way up to upper here. And listen, Brad, the deadly duo, trying to make something work with the Eagles. Nikolai waits at the bottom of spools, and Flight have made their presence more than known here on the B bomb site. What will they be able to do though? Beyond this, he's going to be the one that's targeted, and that's what Nikolai's completely bypassed, but he's not going to get anything off his free. Like, they didn't check him, but he just doesn't get any kills at all. I guess there's a little bit of a tricky angle there with the ledge and the diagonal of it, but maybe I was expecting a little bit too much. I like the spam, guys, but you may spam Twitch chat as much as you want to try and power up your favorite team. In the end, it's going to be who hits their shots that wins. I wish Twitch chat had pure influence over the entire world. It would make things certainly interesting, but unfortunately, that's not the society we live in. The society we live in is one where Flight dominate M2M in the first half, become lackluster in the second, and put it out towards the end. Will we have a repeat of the previous map? So will something new arise? Maybe Flight will actually just completely sweep the run of rug this time. Maybe M10 will win in overtime. We don't know yet. All we know is that Alcan has been finding these entries for free on this A-bomb site. Hasn't really had much hassle when it comes down to it. And now Eden's going to be put to the test in the Ivy. There's 3 players waiting here behind. Flight are just going to fall back, regroup on the other side of the map. Make sure they're all coordinated. And one is going to lie to push out Ivy, so to be fair to Eden, he's done a pretty good job for now. Flight vote. Maybe they slowed it down a little bit too much. They waited like 10-20 seconds here, and in fact there's only 20 seconds left on the clock when they start to walk out to a bomb site. Timo, that's going to ease a lot of pressure towards the back site, and luckily Bronx is still on point as ever. There's still 2 players to deal with. One goes down, and maybe I was scared for nothing, as it's all down to Brad. Nothing against him, but 5 very, very hungry, very, very pumped up, motivated members of Flight coming around the corner like that. It is not looking good for you. Seven to 2. Deja vu. Flight. Foot to the gas right now. No stopping then unless you do something absolutely insane. Which maybe is what M2M are trying to do here. Brad gets that instant double ding. That's going to be an AK recovered. Info retrieved. And a retreat called back into the B-bomb site. Bronx foe, he's going to revive an ego of his own. Brad, he gets a little bit too aggressive for his own good doing. The train is all about these rotations, and look what they've done to M2M, admittedly on league round, but when you get a reaction like that, you know your strategy's working perfect. Well, now they choose to opt back towards head towards this B-bomb site. Another kill stoling up towards upper. With Timo now re-aggressive, and due to the kill they got there, and now the luck are dead on outside, they're probably assuming it's going to be a site. And because of that, they've not like here, no HP alone. The AK is going to need straight headshots. Oh, a cataclysmic whiff from one of these 2 players. The bomb should go down here unless a mistake is made by them. But they don't play the cards fast enough. Tag's going to see them all. It's going to be the information now. Next play to worry about. Sniffing through the back line is Nicola, but it doesn't matter for Bronx. He's not scared. He's going to swing in, but he loses way too much HP, way more than he should have. The bombs now are going to go down, and Nem has to cover his dear friend. And these Deagles, they do a lot of damage. One shot to either of these players will shut them down. Now creeping in along the backside of the train is Eden. Timber has his back to him, hiding in the cover of the smoke, but surely Eden checks for surely he sees him. The back shot's gonna land. And Nem, he's just gonna be run over. And that's gonna be a Deagle round secured by M2M. Not the first time I said it this game, probably not the last time I'll say it either, but these pistols, man, they do a lot of damage when they're in the hands of these aimers. Because of that amazing feat in the last round by the hands of the pocket Orps, you may call them, or as I call it, the pocket AK. The guns are now back in the hand of M2M, and Tag's going to be landing these Orp shots. Alcan's go, he's going to be there for it on the entry fragger for Flight. Has been working wonders on this yard position, but so is Nikolai. He responds with some of his own. Timmer's going to go down as well, and before you blink, it's all down to Bronx. There we go, that's what we like to see. We've got a game on our hands. This is the turning point. Flight, they had their lead. Now M2M are like, we've had enough of being pushed around. Now it's our turn to win. We saw the exact same thing on Overpass and Mirage. Looks like the trends are repeating. It's like Flight are going to be mixing in one of their fast plays. Although they are generally a passive team, they're now to mix things up from time to time. And they're just going to be barreling out this heavy position. And it hasn't worked out at all. Lost the first 3 kills. No questions asked, but able to recover it thanks to the help of Alcan and Bronx. Now the bomb will go down, and Alcan's actually going to get further positioning if he doesn't land that kill. Things could be dangerous. Once again, swings, but it's going to be Alcan who does all of the work. That's 4 kills for him. A very fast gun round, and M2M denied the economy, denied the momentum, and denied re-entry back into this game. Once again, mixing up with a little bit of a faster one. I'm going to try catch up the player who peeks towards upper. This round it's Brad with the AV peak. It's Timo to be working towards outside. It's going to be 1 for 1. Make that 2 for 1 as Zonis is actually going to find one through the E-box. Bronx takes a spam shot, but it's a millisecond too late. And Adakinoku's going to have to come in. Mr. Entry Fragger Alcan, what do you have for us today? Has been one of the key reasons Flight won all these rounds towards the yard. He just runs around the smokes, gets a couple of kills, and Flight comes like, yeah, we got the bomb site now. Once again, he's going to be asked a pretty tall order. This time coming out from the pop dog. What can he find? Not Eden. Eden eluded him, and in fact, Brad's going to come back down for the pincer. They are not aware of this at all, but Eden's going to get him before Brad can. Junior's now with the AK-47 and Dream. Switches out to the big green. But surely not a single kill here will be given. Maybe 1 if you're Eden. Maybe 2 if you're Yondis. Brad now on the behind. I'm starting to wonder what the hell is Tag doing. He's chilling on top of this train. He hasn't showed his presence yet. Can Jins feasibly pull this off? Surely there's a location of Brad! What is that no scope? 180 degrees in the head through a wall. And now it's just tagged. Knows his location. Goes for another fancy one. Goes for no scope again. No. Oh, it was so close. That kill onto Brad made me believe, but in the end, he tried to make it fancy and couldn't quite pull it off. Looks like once again, it's just gonna be running out into this A bomb site, this time with guns, and once again, they're working. They're trying to mix up with the fast play, but M2M, they're more than prepared. Now they don't know, like, so much playbook, but they know, like, style. If the slow pace isn't working, they'll throw in a couple of these fast rounds in there to try catch you off guard where you're setting up, but they've been through 2 maps of that already. They know what is coming. Potentially a 7th round for them. Still, 8 on the T side for flight is pretty good on train, but as I've said, these teams are much better on their T sides than anything else. Out the pop will be it this time. Their headshots from the tech line aren't exactly connecting here for Alcon. Nem now he's going to try and work his way around the train. Spots out the arm, but there's nothing he can do. Eventually we will find the body of Nikolai, and it's actually a 3-on-3 here with guns recoverable. The question is, well, I mean, there is no question anymore. I was going to ask a question, but it got answered. I was going to ask, can Flight win this? Will they get the bomb down? No, they lost 2 more players. Chin's once again in a clutch situation, so he did in the round prior. However, this time he has the AK-47. Not even one kill. Fast food delivery will deliver to him. And we'll end the half 8-7 in the favour of Flight. Again, T-side of trade, pretty good. But yeah, T-side for these teams has proven to be the better one. So, if that trend continues, Flight might be in for a little bit of misery. Flight, taking a gamble up towards upper, expecting to see a fast play, and if they did, Alcon would be in prime position to shut it down, but instead it's going to be the contact. In this case, Alcon is still in prime position to shut it down, but he can only find 1 frag. Didn't have the kit, so it's not too much of a big deal, and Himo's just going to press Mars 1 and send Nikolai to the shadow zone. And because of that, M2M actually decided to slow things down a little bit. Yondis is now going to make his way out towards heaven, and once again, Timo's going to be tested as the rest of the players make their way out. Silver, Yondis is able to find 1, but Timo, he isn't checked for the new way it was thanks to the death of one of their teammates, but they just didn't check on a grey train for some reason. Brasnow's going to have his dome ring. And still would even killed. Yondis is able to retreat. But Tags is going to pressure the issue. And now it's just Jins. Spots out Tagged at least. But still Yondis to find. Does have the kit, so you can take a little bit more time than you usually would on these kind of situations. He needs to isolate the 1v1s. M2M know that, and Ed is playing around the trains. They don't want to give him anything. Jins comes out the smoke at the wrong time. Yondis surely going to go down here, or maybe not. In fact, he's going to land the kill. And a pistol round, the equalization, and the momentum will go the way of Method to Madness. And from taking a page out of Flight Switch to go for this fast speed play, Timo is going to have to be the Deagle body shot master here if he wants to get anything done. The rotates are going to be coming in, but obviously it's going to be far too slow. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place to say something nice, like chances of him doing anything here, worse for him until Eden did check that corner. He can actually get away with 2 frags somehow, which are going to be pivotal Brooks, but the scout's going to nail 2 in the forehead. And Flight actually bring this to a favourable situation. Prada to try isolate these 1v1s, but there's a play coming for the flank. He knows about it, swings round, but Alcan gets the better of him. A mistake from Eden, not check his balls. It gives Timo the opportunity to just say, I have an eagle, you're all dead. And then Bronx says, I've got a scout, and I can hit you in the head. And with 2 clicks of their mice, Flight retake the lead. have an AK recovered as well, so that's going to remove the... sorry. Two-shot headshot of the M4. Turned to an airplane there, don't know what happened. Probably my migraine. And you can't think properly, things like that happen. Things like a nade landing on your head. Undoing approximately 43 damage. These are the things that happen when you have a migraine. It's painful. So is the damage dealing end of Bronx's M4. Nikolai finds out. Just gonna stick around in hell, try and find some more. Brad's able to return the favour. But not before Bronx makes out with 2. Now they're split up. M2M. Well, they do have a few options here. With the smokes, they could go down towards B, and due to the situation, Flying aren't playing a member directly on that bomb site, instead playing for the rotations. He's just going to try work Pop Dog. Full blinds himself and takes a lot of damage. Falls back down. Gets back up. Little bit of parkour there, but does barely escape with his life. Nemvo is going to be receiving in attacks Tech 9. Now although his position was known in the pop, wasn't fully cleared. Tag has made his way into hell, although that position will be forfeit. Timo New deletes his head, and he just lasts alive. That is a lovely 1-dig, but unfortunately, against Flight, that's not going to be enough. You are going to see a timeout here from Flight. They aren't exactly leading by miles. And on the CT side, especially after a half like that, they want to be. Maybe it's taking some time to chill out. Think about what they're going to do in the next round. And stop M2M from getting into the ring of it. Getting the ball rolling. They haven't had a successful start, but they've proven before, time and time again, that they can come back. That's probably what Flight are discussing. How do we avoid that? And obviously the opposite. The loser of this... we'll go down to low bracket to face CPO, whilst the winner will go to the upper bracket to face Horus directly after. Or with my head, unlike the RB bear, currently seeing triple. We have an over, boys. Come on this, give me the juice. Give me the juice. Down pop, give me the juice. There's no juice. I'm very sad. I'm very sad that there is no juice. No juice. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if he bought an XM, it would have worked out a little bit better, but oh well, those rounds had to happen. He pulls something out the bag. It didn't work. And now we get back to business. And from now I'm going to be going for a default. Oh my god, Alcan, good night, mate. You do not exist anymore. Tag has sent you to the grave. Your name's now written in stone. I'll see you in the next one. M2M now. Gonna bring it right back down and we get back to the static mid-round. The frozen mid-round. Friendly war, cold war, whatever you want to call it. It's just two people, two teams, trying to figure out what the other one's going to do and find the best plan for preemptive action. Timo's just going to pop back down the ladder. That might be the cause. There's a lot more cover down here as the B-bomb site hit ensues. A molly towards the lower wall delay the push temporarily, but there should be a smoke there to extinguish it. It'll be a nade. Stop anybody coming out, and a secondary molly deployed by his teammate. And now Timo, with alongside Nem, should have this B-bomb site on lockdown. James is going to chime in the hold of heaven, and this is an absolute masterclass in defense here. Brad's not allowed any room either. And Flight clean up with minimum casualties. That was very well played there. The utility, the comms, it was all clean. They got the kills. They didn't have regress. And they're rewarded with their 12. Here we see the wild bronze with the orb peeking up her. He lands the shot into his prey, that being Brad. But he only had a $700 pistol. As you do. M2M now trying to make a play towards Ivy. That was a little bit hairy. Jen's almost caught some blood off on this, although fraction of a second there is going to save them from the info from the kills from Jin's Wrath. Only now he saws them, but that is a spectacular one need to come in. Eda's now going to try and get something to work on his own, but Nem, he denies the Ivy push in Big Nem style. Tagged and Eden now to last few alive here. Advanced positioning for Tag now. I don't think Nem was like all ready for it, but he's able to respond in kind with the AK-47. Look him at the round, and Nem is actually going to go big there with that final 4th kill. And this is more like it. This is the flight I know and love. This is the flight that's knocked me out of Epic Land 4 times in a row. This is what we love to see. At least not an M2M fan. Once again, it's going to be Nem. He's going to be presented these kills on the silver platter. How many of them he's going to find? The answer right now is 2. The 3rd is on the cards, but unfortunately he's unable to deliver. Runs out of ammo, and instead it's going to be Alcan tasked with the mop and the bucket to try and clean it all up. And he's going to do a perfect job. 2 between them. With Tagged being the last man standing for M2M, and nothing he can do to try and put it back. 14 for Flight. M2M surely going to go for a half buy here, but Flight, they're poised for the 15th, and after that, the map in the series. So they're just going to opt to go towards the B bomb site. Or at least try and work something there in the beginning. These Eagles, as we've seen, they just tend to laser beam people exactly like that. Timo stops it before he gets out of hand, but that's still not comfortable for Flight. Another Deagle kill rings true towards the bomb site of A. Timo now is going to be under a lot of pressure to perform if M2M decide to make their way down here. 3 on 3. A lot closer than Flight would have wanted it to be. And I'm trying to gather some information. Bomb's going to be retrieved, but Tiger rips things out. Pop and has his head removed. And now chances have diminished. Timo would have pulled out smoke towards the low, and it will be the perfect timing, but Eden makes it out in front. Is he aware? Yes, he is. Holds the cross. Eden's head is gone. On this, the last alive, and Timo steps up. 15-8 for Flight. 6 rounds to work with. 6 rounds to close it. 6 rounds to go up and face Horus straight after this, and another best of 3. I'm sure that will be fun. And for M2M, it's 6 rounds to come back and try bring it into overtime. They might get a couple, but I don't think Flight will relent here unless they make some sort of major mistake. Which, well, wouldn't exactly be in true Flight fashion. Unless you're Eden and just destroy everybody towards the big bomb site, which has just happened. Brad's as well is going to get one of his own, and the headshots are going to ring true. And they decide to roll back towards this big bomb site since they have the control instead of going back towards it and base it off the rotations, which would have been a more of a gambly play since they decided to play it safe. Eden, though, gets caught off guard by that smoke upper. That might change the mind of Flight here. Nem gets punished for his aggressiveness, and now Alcan once again. Last 2 games it was Nem, this time it's Alcan. Pulling the weight, making the plays. He's gonna find one. Second isn't there, runs out bullets, so USB's gonna have to be deployed, and Tags is on him. Like a shark, but Jinx is gonna deny it. Yondis now. He requires 2 kills to keep them in this. They line up, but it isn't going to happen. It isn't meant to be. And by the skin of their teeth, at least in terms of maps, but maybe not in rounds in this one at least, Flight will take the win over M2M. I mean, you got to say congratulations to Method and Madness though. They put up quite a good fight. They took Flight to all 3 maps of Flight out a high-seeded team in their group, and M2M a bottom-seeded team in the entire tournament. So you got to take your hat off to them, but they will be facing TPO in the elimination match